Welcome to another episode of Movie Rectum.
Rectum.
And this time we're asking, is it ass or not? Christopher Nolan's Odyssey. We just got it after 3 hours of stuff happening.
They're pining me for a daddy you didn't even know. Like some sniffling bat.
3 freaking hours.
Yeah, there was stuff was going on.
My rectum was hurting.
So with that being said, how rectum is this movie, in your opinion?
I would give it 3/4 rectumitis.
3/4 rectumitis, 3/4 rectum.
Yep.
3/4 ass.
It definitely contracted a scorching case of rectuma.
Oh my gosh. I would have to rate it probably like 70%, 80% rectum. Probably more 80 just because it runs on for too long. But typically we kind of really dig into this, but this movie has taken enough of our souls and times, sent us straight to Hades. Right. We've been trapped there on the island with Charisse Theron literally for almost 3 hours.
Oh my God, why was she in this?
So
they're like, hey, you want to come hang out at the beach for a day? We can film all your scenes. It'd be cool.
Yeah,
you don't have to do anything except sit there, deadpan, monotone, no purpose to exist other than your Calypso.
Yeah. So we have another format we typically do. I think we're just going to borrow it for this one to try to.
This is our short. We're going to do a longer version of this. This is just to give 3 points of what we liked and didn't like about it, and then pass the final rectum judgment.
Yeah, let's do it that way.
Like I said, rectum or not.
Yeah.
So you want to begin? Come on.
I'll start rectum. So first and foremost, in terms of the biggest part of it, rectum, this is too long of a movie, and it shouldn't be that long. I don't care. They added a bunch of storylines where I guess they tried to flesh out Helen of Troy. They tried to flesh out Penelope's story. They tried to make a dual, there's almost 3 storylines going on. There's the storyline of the past.
It was all flashbacks.
Which is all flashbacks.
The whole movie's a flashback until the last 40 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, it's like everything is either flashback land or him trapped on the island with Calypso, telling the tale, or what's currently going on with Penelope and Thomas Holland's characters, who I can't remember his name.
Tom Holland,
Vanicus, something like that. We could have chopped this all. There's so many areas we could have just cut because they were pointless. The random scenes of just Zendaya just sitting there looking like she's crying randomly all the time.
I'm just thinking the random mopiness of Matt Damon all the way through it. Everything, even the action scenes, he's just slowly in slow motion going through things.
Yeah.
And you're like, what are you doing?
Right, that's my first one. Your turn. You do your first.
My first one is 3 hours. 3 hours of this supposed epic, and it was not an epic in any way. It seemed more like a made-for-TV, something that you would find on Netflix, straight to Netflix. I didn't see the production values being all that special. Matter of fact, a lot of it seemed really confined. Troy, we didn't see anything of Troy's supposed magnificent city, and I just thought it was we saw some steps, some stairs.
You see the horse.
We saw some horses.
Yeah,
but what did we see of Troy?
Not much.
We didn't even see a big section of the wall. We just saw a wall, one little piece of the wall, and then we got a wide shot of Troy, and that was it. So this epicness that we heard about was not there. The sea voyages that they went on, how he tried to do it in camera on real ships and stuff like that. Did you find the sea voyages to be epic in any way?
There was just a lot of water just splashing all the time.
Yes, and most of them sitting there moping around.
Yeah,
again,
or they're rowing the boat. I mean,
the Odyssey is well known, so you could say, well, we haven't read. I remember being made to read it when I was in high school. I don't really care if I needed to read this or not for this movie. It still should have been made as a movie, and it wasn't. It was just a collection of these parts put together to get from here to there in the slowest possible manner.
Yeah.
So yeah, the runtime, lack of epicness during the runtime. There wasn't a wow moment. There wasn't some movies you go to the theater in order to see the scenery and you're wowed by it.
Yeah.
No, 3 hours of that's dull.
Yeah. Very much.
Yeah.
That goes to my point too. I thought this was unimmersive and it was weightless. There was, like you said, there was nothing that really stood out. I'll say it started strong with the Cyclops thing. The way the Cyclops came in, it was kind of creepy a little bit, but then they kind of got through it no problem. They found a cadence with this thing. It comes in, it
Right,
goes
it
to
was
bed,
barely an
it eats two
inconvenience.
of them. Like they always figured out everything mathematically. It eats two of them, it goes for a nap. They diddle around and decide how they're going to
It was
deal
only
it.
like that.
Yeah, they stab him in the eye. I mean, I think the only thing that really got me was the kind of the wail it had when they got stabbed in the eye. That was probably like the loudest, most booming thing in the whole movie.
What's sad is the tension with that started out really well.
Yeah, I think so.
And then it ended up being Runaway.
Yeah. And then after that, there's not a lot of weight because you're constantly reminded what happens to these men. When you constantly go, they're doomed, then they're doomed, then they're damned, then the prophecy comes and you're going to lose 6 of them, and they're definitely all going to die when you get to the sun god's island and he eats the cattle. It's just there's no connection to any of these soldiers, and so the loss of them, they are de facto cannon fodder to die every flashback, every
Get
moment.
it. Is Christopher Nolan supposed to actually put Homer's Odyssey onto screen, or is he making a movie about it? Because this wasn't really, to me, this wasn't a movie. I mean, it just, the Cyclops, done and with. The 3 trials they go through, done and with. The eating of the cow, done and with. Turning into pigs, the whole thing. It was like that. It was boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
It for 3 hours.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was my second one. Just there's nothing that grips you. There's nothing that surprises you. There's nothing that would really bring you back.
Yep.
What's your second one?
My second one would be I know what my second one. The cast.
Okay.
I saw Matt Damon. I saw Anne Hathaway. I saw Spider-Man. I saw The Punisher. None of these people are character actors. None of these people had the weight. And I'm going to just say it, especially Elliot Page. None of these people had the weight of a good character actor to carry this movie the way that they should have. Because if they would have had that gravitas, we would have enjoyed it. But they didn't. Every single one was bland. There wasn't a single character that stood out. Zendaya, her again, monotone delivery.
Yeah.
Meant nothing.
Yeah. They did that excited whispering kind of thing where everything is like it's just there's no range.
She came and went so randomly that you didn't really care. Her part could have been excluded altogether, and we would have never known.
Yeah.
Never had any problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, we reduced the runtime.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's a Hallmark version of this with Armand Desade, which is better than this. It's cheesy, but it's way better than this. Just because you have the whole thing is filled with character actors. Even Bernadette Peters in there. Not Vivica Fox. I can't remember her name. She won Beauty Queen, but then she had some lingerie photos and got kicked out.
Yep.
I can't remember her name. It's an 80s thing. Those were actors. This, no, and no one did anything. I think the best character out of all of them was probably Tom Holland, but he's been Spider-Man for so long, you can't see him as anything else.
It's a little tough.
And I hate to say that, but that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Maybe if he starts growing a beard. What's his name? Robert Patrick? What's Batman?
Robert Pattinson?
Yeah. He had nothing.
Yeah.
He He brought absolutely nothing to that role. You're like,
Yeah.
I didn't feel any weight or threat or strength from him. He was a
No.
weaselly little guy. I'm
All the way
sitting
up
there
until
trying
the
to
end.
figure how he got any kind of power or people to follow him because
Just nobility.
there's nothing. I mean, he was, and I think that might be because he's poorly written.
Yeah.
I think more so because I know Robert Pattinson can act. I've seen him in other things where he's been able to act.
Yeah.
In this,
Yeah.
no.
The characters were all too shallow to do anything. You as long as it is, you don't spend that much time with most of them. You kind of spend most of your time with Odysseus, but then not with Odysseus because everything, and this leads
With
to
his
my third point.
flashbacks.
Yeah, which leads to my third point. The pacing and the way it's structured is the weirdest thing to me. Like you start with a it's a flashback because you're dealing with Tom Holland and Penelope. So most of their interaction is flashbacks of when he was there, exploits of what he did in Troy, him having his final words with her, knowing or feeling like he'd be cursed and not return. And it was like flashback, 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 jump to him in prison. Flashbacks there, back to Tom Holland. He visits the Punisher. Flashbacks to the Troy situation. And I'm like, it's a lot of information, and so little of it means anything.
You know what I heard one time is that flashbacks are just a lazy way of writing, where you don't have to bring the connective tissues together to make it something cohesive.
Yeah.
You just keep doing flashback after flashback in order to tell your story.
Mhm.
And he really leaned into the flashback. Definitely flashback wrecked him. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I began to hate that. I mean, every time it never really left the flashbacks either. So I can't say I hate it when they went back to flashbacks because it was always flashbacks.
Yeah. Like I remember when it's Tom Holland's character and he refers to Joe Leguizamo's character, who then we get a flashback of him before he lost his eye doing the training montage, and then his
puppies off the
yeah, and he's like, oh, we'll want this one, which I guess is like you said, the most heartfelt thing.
Yeah.
The dog he finds, he keeps and waits for him to return.
Only one emotional payoff, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna bring up Jeremy's full of crap. Absolutely full of crap because he says there's a giant emotional payoff at the end. The last 45 minutes, just kick into gear, you feel the emotion. No, the only thing that you had any emotion, if you had an attachment to dogs, is the dog, which isn't even really in it. It's just laying in a pile of trash the entire time, dies.
Yeah.
Because Odysseus comes home and he can finally let go. That's the only part that was like, oh. Other than that,
yeah,
I didn't care. We didn't connect with the men. We didn't connect with the witch. We didn't connect with Calypso. We didn't connect with Penelope. We didn't connect with the maid. We didn't connect with.
Yeah.
The closest person we could connect with is Tom Holland.
Yeah, it's like you get a character, and then he shot a gun, and he said sprint and just vomit out everything about your character that you can, the random storyline, the twin situation with the Helen of Troy, the backstory of hating men with Xerxes, the backstory of Agamemnon losing his brother, and then the backstory of Sinon and how he was lied to. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck if Sinon was lied to? Like, honestly, no one. And then it's like, well, that's not done because then we have to go to how the Agamemnon's brother died, which leads into the Helen of Troy twin thing. And then she's sorry and she wants to apologize. This is a bloated, ridiculous script with too many characters that offer nothing, that increases this runtime and just makes the pacing absolute garbage.
Yeah.
And then even when it came to the gods, talk about just no weight. I used to like watching like Roman Catholic gods because when the gods were there, they're the most entertaining gods to exist in things because they're
Titans.
Yeah,
awesome.
They're very human, they're flawed,
Sinbad.
they're evil, they're petty, and these gods were just so mopey and
they're also magnificent. Well, if there were gods, we really didn't see anything of godhood in this.
No, like it was all about Poseidon being mad and cursing and Zeus.
Over and over. We kept telling Zeus's law all the way through it. I'm like, this is going to go somewhere. And of course, if we find out that that Odysseus broke Zeus's laws, so therefore he could not come home.
Okay. But it'd been nice to have seen Zeus or Poseidon, the actual gods that are causing these people to just drown all the time and have all these issues on sea. I don't know. Eh,
And the thing is, the issues on sea was even when the seas had turned against them, it was over within a couple minutes.
Yeah.
A minute or two. It didn't seem to be any problem whatsoever. I'm like, okay.
well into the end.
Well, I
After-
mean, after they ate the cow,
Yeah.
but the rest of the time the sea was pretty darn nice for them.
That or it was just another storm. Get off at sea, deal with something attacking you, like
And then run away.
the big armored soldiers. That scene
The
where they
heck
just
was-
get slaughtered.
Is that in the original? I don't remember that, but then it's been 40 years since Homer's Odyssey. I'm gonna have to watch the Hallmark one to see if that's in it. But
Yeah.
I don't even know what. And it was run away again for that
Yeah.
scene. That was the most pointless. They could have cut that out. We didn't need that.
Yeah. It was just
Why was
another
that
way
even
for
there?
the people to get slaughtered and him feel bad. A lot of the bloat was them trying to figure out ways to build death to Odysseus by making him feel bad about what happened with Troy, whether it was the sacrifice of his men or the slaughter of. I'm like, what do you think was going to happen when you laid siege to Troy?
Yeah.
It's never like, oh, guys, we're
Well,
going to get out nicely and we're only going to kill the guards and we're not going to touch the
He
women or
didn't-
children.
He didn't follow Zeus's laws and honor your dead soldiers. So therefore, he had to pay.
Yes.
3 hours. 3 hours.
Yeah. What's your final point? Or...
What is my final point? Okay, so I already used long time and boredom, characters.
yeah.
Let me choose. Oh, the 3 trials. The three things he had to pass that was going to take his men. What was the first one again? The swirl, the whirlpool.
The very first one was the whirlpool.
Yeah.
Well, no, the sirens, actually.
Oh yeah, the sirens.
Which, by the way, that was a big change from the book because one of the men took the wax out and swam to his death. The whole thing is that no one was supposed to actually go over there.
Did he swim to his death? Because that was off camera. I didn't see it.
He swam over to
He
the
could've
sirens.
swam over there and got some
they probably
nookie.
ate him.
Or made
ate him
sweet monkey love to
and then ate
eternity.
him.
I don't know. We didn't even see except for the silhouettes of the sirens.
Yeah.
There was one review. It was like, oh my God, the sirens, that's such a tense part.
Not
Again,
in
I
the
think it was Jeremy.
slightest.
No.
It was really,
It was-
really dumb.
It was
just him
happened and it was
tied up.
over. Yeah.
Like that's all he had until the one guy from Altered Carbon unplugged his ears and jumped off, which was so
Yeah.
random.
He's like, oh, I'm so curious.
I really want to
Yeah,
hear
like-
it.
And it didn't take him any time to row past that damn island. I'm wondering why they just didn't go around it a little bit more.
This writing also isn't very good. There's something either the way it's written or the way it's delivered that offers nothing. Like, because even with that scene, they're explaining the guy asked him, what was the song like? It felt like 4 minutes for him to explain what this song was
And
like.
it meant
was
nothing
like
to me either.
nothing at all.
It
But it
was
felt like
Everything
song
you
for him.
wanted and then nothing at
at
all.
all. It
You're
was
like,
the song of all the promises I failed to keep. Shut up, dude. Shut up, man.
well, followed up by the whirlpool. And that was barely the whole way of getting out of it was Odysseus going, let's go toward the whirlpool and shoot us out. No, man, that's stupid. Yeah, because I really want you to go this way.
Yeah,
I'm
but I
well,
couldn't
did that
tell
happen
you.
in Homer's Odyssey? I don't know. But then we're greeted by a sock monster where he loses 6 men because that was the deal. That was what was going to happen in the prophecy given from the greatest actor of mankind, Elliot Page, given her best teenage girl impressions. That was it, and then it was over with.
Yeah.
I felt no tension, no excitement, no wow.
No. It was just like up next.
They
step.
were on the other side, and then we're sitting down on an island again.
Yeah.
until we didn't sit on the island anymore because the wind blew when it needed to blow because they ate the sun god's cow,
Yeah.
and then it was over with. Then he washes up on Calypso's island
Yeah.
and starts eating the lotus. Now he started himself because he needed to forget that he had broken Zeus's laws and betrayed all his men, and then she let him continue for 8 years or 7 years or
yeah.
whatever. And I'm like, okay. And again, sitting around again
Mhm.
for extended period of time with this monotone woman who's, I'm sorry, she's getting up there in age.
Mhm.
But there was no part in me. I mean, the only thing of beauty I thought in this, now that I bring it up, I'll give it one positive,
Sure.
was the wooden horse. When it's
Yeah.
sitting in the sand, the art director and the people who put it together,
Mhm.
absolutely magnificent. That
Yeah.
is absolutely so beautiful. And again, I saw another review that talked about Troy when they went down and they sacked Troy from the horse and how exciting and amazing it was. It wasn't. It was Matt Damon slow motion walking through all this action, all this
Yeah.
stuff happening again.
Mhm.
Oh, and the tense scene of them trying to get the gate open in slow motion.
Yeah. And
I'm
he's
like,
just shooting his bow at the guys that are coming up. And the music sucked like 70% of the time. Like there was so
I
many
actually
tracks
didn't
that
mind the music that much.
I did.
I think it got worse toward the end. There were some parts that it was like with the Cyclops, it worked.
Yeah, the Cyclops is the best scene of the movie, I think.
None of it's
easily.
memorable. None of the music is memorable in any way. It wasn't offensive, but it didn't bring any emotion. It didn't elicit any feelings, except one scene which sort of built a little bit of tension, and that's it.
Yeah, most of the time it either was misplaced or the scene was so drab and boring it didn't matter.
So we've given our 3.
Absolutely.
So on a rectum scale of 1 to 200, what kind of
200.
yeah? What percentage of rectum would you call this movie?
80%.
80%. I would say. Actually, I would say more than 80%. I will. This has 0 rewatch value.
No,
I would be bored silly. Maybe even if someone does a mini cut to it, maybe if it was like 90 minutes, it would be more pleasing, but it still would be disjointed and it would still have the same actors in it.
And there's still, it's weird because it felt like it was just rushing. Like there are a lot of times where it's just like, Cyclops, like I said, the tenseness and all that, great. And then after that, it's like, we've got to go to the next bullshit, which is probably going to be in a boat, just sitting around,
and I know
or on the
that's
beach,
how
sitting around.
Homer's Odyssey goes, but you're making a movie. You don't have to. You've already changed it with Helen of Troy and the Achilles, not Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't you like put the connective tissue to bring these scenes together?
Yeah.
But no, didn't do that because
No.
it wasn't authentic.
It wasn't.
But the movie wasn't authentic to begin with.
Not at all in the slightest.
You had Spider-Man and Zendaya in it. How authentic do you think you can get with those two?
Not much when the story is adding on all this little extra oomph to every character. Every character needed an extra 2-3 extra sentences of just BS to try to build them, and it was unnecessary. A lot of the stuff we needed to chop.
I give it 85% rectum.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to give it 90%. That would be almost total rectum. So
yeah.
But I mean, technical skill. I got to give it to the people that actually, not Christopher Nolan himself, but the people actually putting the thing together.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the outfits were bland,
mm-hmm.
typical tunic kind of stuff that we've seen in everything.
Yeah.
Typical armor we've seen in everything. Typical ships we've seen everything, but they were all well done. So I'll give it.
Yeah.
The sets themselves were boring and uninspiring.
Yeah. So with that being said, this movie is definitely rectum.
Yep.
By far. I would suggest not seeing it. My recommendation would be no.
No.
I think you're okay. I think if you want a real true epic, there are plenty of Lord of the Rings ones, and I even include the prequel ones to be better than this.
People are paying a lot of money to see this on 70 millimeter.
There's no reason. It's not that great looking.
No, it's not.
It really isn't.
The palette is brown, off-white, gray, and kind of a dark blue ocean.
Yeah.
There's nothing else.
Especially in the storms. It's dark and just you see people mostly obscured by water falling endlessly because they're dealing with storms.
It's like Christopher Nolan didn't pay any attention to detail. That would draw people in. I mean, he paid attention to the technical details of the period, but as for the details of color, what color means to a movie and how it affects our feelings, like when at the end when Odysseus is getting his bow, it was just a dimly lit chamber where there wasn't anything there. Penelope, his wife, drab the entire time. Even the weaving that she was doing was drab.
Yeah.
The witch, again, drab.
Yeah.
Uninspired. All the way through.
The monster hydra that eats them isn't like green and bright like a sea creature. It's like
Gray.
this gray,
Yeah.
beige.
Calypso, gray again.
Yeah.
Her outfit was just gray. She had
like a beige on the beach. Yeah.
on a beach.
Zendaya's outfit was also beige.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Nope. Don't recommend. I would probably even pass this on. It might take you 2 or 3 times to get through it.
Oof.
And with that, we're out of here. We're
Yeah.
done.
Let us know what you thought of Odyssey. Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah. We may or may not. We're going to have to discuss whether or not we're going to actually do a long edit on this. I don't think so. After
okay if we don't.
talking about it. Yeah. Because I honestly don't want to go back and edit this. I mean, I don't have any problem editing what we're doing now, but a longer thing? No.
It doesn't give enough of anything. Not even interesting in how it's bad because everything is just so shallow. It's a really shallow movie.
Yep. Anyway, we're out of here. Adios.
Bye.